Thanks for checking in with us again today as we continue to build some support for the Alzheimer's Association Longest Day. If this is the first time you've tuned in, understand that I'm trying to raise some awareness for Alzheimer's by participating in the Longest Day event on June 21st. I've established a team called Rowing to Remember. The purpose of the team is, like I said, to raise awareness, bring some knowledge to the communities and those around us about how Alzheimer's and dementia-related diseases has such a huge impact on our lives. So today I'm sitting with one of our relatives, Sharon Sanders. Her husband, Marion, has been afflicted with this disease. I actually grew up not more than 200 yards down the street. Her three sons and my brothers and I spent many afternoons playing basketball and trying not to cause too much trouble, I would say. And her husband, Marion, and my dad were best of buds. Probably still known as keeping the two cleanest cars you could ever keep on a country road. They golfed together, they rode motorcycles together, did a lot of stuff together. So they were almost inseparable to a point, and probably did a few things that their bodies don't know about to this day, but that's okay. So I've asked her just to share a few words about how this experience has impacted her life, how it's impacted their family's life, and then she's also got some stories about some other relatives that she knows on that she can lend some comments to how Alzheimer's and dementia can affect them. So Sharon, why don't you just maybe share a few things about how this has impacted you and the effect it's had in your guys' lives?
Well, I guess with Marion, over the past several years, we've kind of seen some things different and coming on, but when it was, I say full blown, I mean it was just like in a matter of a few days, and then we had gone to the doctor and they diagnosed him, but Marion's is really quite mild, I think, compared to some.
Oh, good.
And the one thing, and Marion was one that you could literally eat off of his workbench because it was so clean. But now you can't see the top of it, which is completely different for him because he was so picky and so neat and so clean. And his car always had to be polished and shined, and not polished so much, but washed, you know, and just things like that, and the garage cleaned out, and just things like that has affected him. He used to be particular about himself, and so, you know, we just take one day at a time, and, you know, we get through it.
You mentioned there's a support group that you visit with on a weekly basis?
Yeah,
or?
No, it's once a month.
Once a month?
In fact, it says Thursday. It's over at Aspen Grove, behind Kroger's.
Right.
And it's just, well, last time I think there was 11 or 12 people there. And it only started about 6 months ago. But it's just kind of interesting to see other people have the same things, and sometimes just talking to somebody else you can get a little advice or a little help mentally, you know.
Help feel you're not alone.
Yeah, I'm not alone. Yeah, exactly. So, but you know, getting back to that hereditary part, I just really feel that it's hereditary. You know, so.
Because what's your story on your side of the family?
Oh, on my side of the family, as I'm telling you, my mother was from a family. There was 5 in her family, and her one brother had 4 girls and 1 boy. And 3 of the boys, one of them has passed away with Alzheimer's, but the other 2 have Alzheimer's. And now the sister is thinking, am I going to get it? And then her other sister, Grace, she passed away, and now just a few months ago, her daughter passed away from Alzheimer's and cancer.
Wow.
So I think it's definitely hereditary somewhere along the line.
It's a tough chain to tough chain to break.
Yeah.
Tough chain to break.
Yeah, I think there's something in the genes or whatever.
Right.
So
Cool.
that's not to say that, you know, the boys won't get it or I won't get it. Yeah.
But just that's why we're doing this event. That's why we're rowing to remember in June to try and raise some funds for Alzheimer's for research, so they can find medications that can help maybe prevent it someday. But in the interim, we're hoping to find some medications or other mechanisms that can slow down the advancement so that we can help bring some quality of life back to folks like Sharon and Marion so they can maybe do some more things, or maybe keep his workbench clean.
Yeah.
So a couple different ways that you can help us with this fight. You can, if you're interested in rowing with us, we've got a link below to the Fitness Shack website where you can sign up to row, and we've actually got some rowing classes available if you've never done it before. If you're not that committed and can't commit to that day, then obviously any financial donation you can make is wonderful. The link for that is also below on the website, the Alzheimer's website. If you go to the website and click on Rowing to Remember, you'll get right to my page, and you can make any donation. I don't care if it's $5 or $10 or whatever amount you feel comfortable doing, but any amount will help this dreaded disease. Also, if you've got a story you'd like to share and you feel comfortable, I mean, Sharon was, this is really new and she's living it every day, but if you've got a story you'd want to share, I'd love to hear the story. As I said, we're going to row 72 miles on that day in June, which is a long time. It's about 16 hours worth, so the more stories that I can have, that we can have either playing or visuals of, that'll help us get through that longest day as quick as possible. So thanks again for joining us today and checking in. I look forward to hearing from you, and have yourself a great day.